Hi everyone, I'm Lauren, also known as your sewing buddy, and today while I stitch together some ribbons into some kind of woven textile, I hope that you have your own project you're working on, something creative, either painting or sewing or what have you. Um, this first attempt, I had pinned everything together, and as you'll see throughout this video, I learned my lesson. You do it row by row, ribbon by ribbon. Um, don't try to bite off more than you can chew because it'll just come out crooked and horrible. So while I was sewing this, I was streaming Kathy Hay videos, like beginning to most recent, because I don't know, it's really good to be reminded of those things that she teaches, like slow down, don't be too hard on yourself, do one little thing just to get you started. Like, honestly, Kathy Hay is a wonderful woman, and she's the reason I wasn't sewing in my hotel room this year at Costume College. Which, in retrospect, I should have brought something to sew, even if not for the event itself, just because I felt awkward sitting in the lobby or in the hospitality suite with nothing really to do other than talk to strangers or play on my phone. Ooh, there's a nice close up of my arm. Those lovely hairs and freckles. This is the first time I've recorded anything while I was at my sewing machine, so I apologize if it's a little bit rough. Um, I am going to a party tonight for a couple of friends who recently got married. Their wedding was at Star Trek Las Vegas, so we weren't all able to attend. I wasn't because it was the weekend after Costume College, and it just wasn't feasible to turn around and go away for another weekend right away. But it's at a local bar, and my friend who got married is actually normally the karaoke jockey, the KJ there. Um, DJ KJ. I don't think they're doing karaoke tonight, though. Maybe with a different KJ, but we'll see. The thing I am most hesitant about, though, is that there may be some people there who I am not, Jody and I aren't on good terms with. And part of me says, this is going to be super awkward, but then part of me also says, maybe it'll be okay. Like, maybe we can exist in the same space and just nothing each other, which, of course, is always the ideal in those situations. Um, or maybe they'll try to talk to us and then it might get awkward. So these ribbons are, um, when I was working at a bridal shop, whenever a dress was about to go on clearance, it would go on special value first, and then it would get one of these ribbons. But then at some point, corporate decided that they weren't going to use the ribbons anymore, and they were just going to put extra stickers on the price tag. So they were going to throw all of these out, but I realized that that's a lot of black fabric, and it's got a kind of cool texture to it, so I should take as many as I can and do something with it. Ooh, and there you can see my lovely bobbin lid. The actual lid got lost probably 11 years ago, so I cut out the cardboard piece that comes in a pack of like bias tape or trim or anything like that, and cut that to size and have been using that ever since. So you can see it is well worn, but it serves its purpose for sure. Um, yeah, so I grabbed the ribbons, decided to weave them together. The back side is actually really cool. You can see a little bit of it right there. Because of how the ribbons are textured, it always has this checkerboard effect where some show up as dark gray and some show up as black. So you get a little bit of color variation as well. And I don't know if it's going to be a bag or a skirt or a vest or what, but whatever it is going to be really cool. I'm still debating doing text side out or text side in, because it might be cool to have like special value kind of broken up written all over, but also it might be more chic just to have the color. We'll see. This is obviously still a work in progress. And as I mentioned, the other thing I've been working on is the queen bee. The customer for that specifically requested not to know anything about it until it shows up at their door. So I'm keeping my mouth shut. In more exciting news, though, I contacted the museum that has the Tarkin dress to see if they can give me information as to like what kind of thread was used and what kind of stitching. They directed me to an article that was close to $50 if I wanted to read it. So instead, I contacted one of the authors of the article, and she was able to provide me the information that it's an overhand stitch, and here's some notes on the construction of it, and also here's a photograph of one of the seams. The photograph I can't share by her request, but the information she said was public domain. Here we see I finally learned my lesson, and I am sewing ribbon by ribbon so that they all come out straight and even. This is the way that I would recommend doing any kind of woven project like this, so that you don't have... Sorry, there was a yawn that snuck in there. And I forgot what I was saying, but this should have been done on some kind of backing material, like a cotton or something. But again, I haven't decided yet which side I want out, so that is a large factor there. And if after I do more of this, it still comes out crooked, then I will probably just seam rip it all and do it on another fabric. My husband went to a Dungeons and Dragons game without me the other night, which I'm very proud of him. He doesn't normally go do things on his own, which is honestly fairly worrisome. So, of course, after the game, he's said that they would be willing to push the start time back so that I could play too. But I think it's very important that this is his thing. I have costume college, I have sewing. He has his computer, and I would like him to go, have friends and do stuff. And like, I appreciate that he wants to have fun with me and share the fun with me, but it's also very important that we're individuals, and I think maybe he's losing some of his individuality, and maybe that's more than I should be sharing on the matter, but yeah, I think this Dungeons and Dragons game is a good step for him. It's people who also watch Critical Role, which if you do not watch Critical Role and you enjoy Dungeons and Dragons or other tabletop role-playing games, or just like a good story and don't care that you don't get to see the pictures, I would definitely recommend it. It's a bunch of, as the introduction goes, it's a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sitting around playing Dungeons and Dragons. Look at that checkerboard. It's going to be so cool when it's all tidy and finished, ready to go. I think that's pretty much it. I know this is a little bit shorter than last week, but looking at the statistics from last week, you like the new format and wish it was a little bit shorter. If you want it to go longer, let me know, but I'm going to end this here. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you're working on while you're watching this. I would really like to know that we're making things together and that maybe I'm having some kind of help. Also, let me know what you want me to talk about. If there's a specific topic, like I can do research and pull up random tidbits of factoids, or if you just want to hear about something else of my life, which I would find really weird, but I am happy to share. My goal with this is to be an open book, or as open a book as my relationships will let me be, because of course there are some things that are confident between friends. In any case, I hope that you have worked on something while we've talked, and I hope that you continue and create something beautiful.